Hello. Hey Sonam. Thought I'd start with the white rose today. Seemed appropriate. Got some flowers over the weekend and Indra turned them into this beautiful bouquet. Well, two actually. I'm okay, yeah. Well, I'm missing my lovely friend who's headed back up and is on the train heading up to back up to Harrogate. Hey Max, good to see you. So, and I'm a little late because I dropped her off and then came heading back and just got through the door just in time. So back on we go. Hey everyone who's joining in, good to see you. My daily time is 2 o'clock. Hey Jane, good to see you on promptly. So yeah, I escape daily at 2 o'clock with the occasional anomaly just because life happens. We are doing 7 contemplations to raise your vibration. We're on day 3 of this 7-day program. And each day I will offer you a notion, something to ponder, something that from my perspective is something that will help you raise your vibration, help you feel better, help you step into a more empowered space. Good to see loads of people that I don't recognise. Welcome to all your newbies. This is on topic for you. As I say, we're on day 3. Please do go ahead and share it. That which is I think a right swipe on an iPhone, an up swipe on an Android. I'd love to share it with your crowd. My name is... Hey, someone invited by Max. We love Max. Going forward. Is that AU for Australia? Fabulous. Let me turn this around. Hello, this is me if you're new. So, yeah, welcome. It's my name's Joel Young. I'm the creator and custodian of MPA, which stands for Non-Personal Awareness. And it's a simple way to stop taking things personally. And a lot of what I cover is general topics, really, but I often bring it back to what I would call a non-personal perspective, discovering that really life fundamentally isn't personal, although we do experience things personally, obviously. And how are you guys today? I'm saying I'm coming on a little late, normally at 2 o'clock, slightly after. Hey Indra, joining from the train, hurrah! I don't know if you caught the beginning, Indra, but I was just showing off the lovely roses that we got and the the bouquet that you made, and saying I'm missing you already. Bloody reception. My friend's gone back up north. So hey Heidi, good to see you. So yeah, we're doing 7 days of contemplations. So a quick note on contemplations. I'm asking people to contemplate. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. Really, it's an invitation to contemplate these notions that I offer. And I find that when you contemplate something rather than try and convince yourself of it, good morning Heidi, there's sort of a softening opening. There's an invitation really for you just to see how it fits you. If you connect with them, there's a good chance that you'll feel better, more empowered, your vibration gets raised, all that lovely stuff. So, I'm wondering, oh, thank you for inviting Yenta, good to see you too, that's wonderful. I do love the shares and the hearts. My heart rate's been going up, well, not this heart rate, but lots of hearts coming in, I'm rather loving that. I don't mind a little bit of a heart badge. Not them accent, it's almost like you're from Leeds. Really? Well, normally Indra follows me at 2:30, and she's proper north. I've got my mum's a Geordie, but otherwise I'm just a southern boy in the UK. But I've been hanging around. Indra's been down for the weekend, and I've been hanging around her. So I sometimes pick up the accent a bit. Doing well, just back from a long trip. We did wonder where you were, Max. Yeah, we wondered what happened to you. We were missing you, and we literally before this morning when you came on Periscope this morning, we were like, "Where's Max?" So it's good. I hope you had a good trip and that it was successful and moved your heart in lots of lovely ways. So I'm going to offer this one up today. First-time listener, Amiga HD. Well, thanks for coming on. What's your name, Amiga? Is it Amy Gar HD? I do my best to remember the names that come on and connect with you as much as possible. But I'd love to know your name and where you're from. And I missed your comment there, Max, completely. But I'm loving that green. You're in a nice green there. So Megan, let me know what your name is and where you're from. And we shall have a little focus over here. And I'm going to ask you, do you smoke marijuana? Well, maybe on occasion. I used to, actually, a lot, but a long, long time ago. But if someone put it in my hand, I'm an experiencer, so there you go. So, would you like to know what today, number 3's contemplation is? Back in the rocker days, yes, Yenta, you're revealing my past. I've obviously shared it on Scope. Yeah, I used to be a musician. Used to be in a rock band, kind of an alternative goth rock band. Nice shirt, thank you very much. This is one of my faves. I think it's one of yours too. Matt from Harrogate, Leeds. Sorry, Mega's Twitter handle. Okay, Matt, there you go. So you're from Harrogate. So Indra's from Harrogate. She's been down here. She's back up home on her way right now. Hot pizza, nice. So yeah, so I used to be a rocker, and it was pretty wild time, and then life happened. In Donny. Don't know what that means, Indra. You lost me there. Doncaster, you mean? Hey, Mike, good to see you. Right, so are you vegan? No, definitely not, Mike. No, not. I was vegan for about almost a year back in the early 90s. I was vegetarian for 10 years. And then my body started really telling me that it wanted meat. If I followed Moon's link to you, thanks to her. Oh, great. Perfect. So, would you like to see what today's contemplation is? Let me hear you say yes, if you're English, or yeah, if you're American, or just pick one. Yes, let's see what's in store for today. Yay, hot pizza. Oh, what's your name, Hot Pizza? I mean, that's such a fun handle. Sure. Oh, I like that. That's great, Nancy. Sure, let's see it. Yeah, baby. Okay, let's do it. Melissa, didn't see you come in. Woohoo! This is day 3's invitation to contemplate. Okay, so today I invite you to contemplate the notion that you are being moved. I don't know if you can see that. Let me move it in a bit. There we go. Being moved. Oh, crikey, just turned it round. How did that happen? That was weird. How strange. So, you're being moved, being breathed, being done. You are not the active force, rather the receiver and experience or expression of it. Excellent screen share, someone. If you go ahead and screen share this, you can share it on Twitter, that when you screenshot it, there's an invitation that comes from Periscope. So this is sometimes a challenging one for people, hence the invitation to contemplate it. It's a very non-personal perspective, I would say. And here's where it comes from. There's very, very good science which will show that your conscious self is really at the end of a very long chain of causality. In other words, as Delamitri says, you're always the last to know. So the way I like to say that is you're being done, and it's kind of comical. Hey Vanessa, good to see you. So in a way, it's like there's a bigger energy that is moving you. It's like we're kind of sort of being moved by the universe. And we're being breathed. I love that one. And I think we did a whole scope on it recently about, when you let go of the breath, you realize that, the breath is given, it comes out of you, you're being breathed, and you're even being done. So this can be such a challenge for people who are very will focused, because they'll say, well, it's because of my will that this happened. So my invitation there is, if you're really willing to sit and ask yourself the question, so this will, where does that come from? Just what's the source of that will? Oh, well, it's me. Okay, so what's the source of me? Let's get behind that. Let's get beneath that. And if you really sit with that, my experience is, and of course I invite you to have your own, my experience is that you get beyond the self pretty darn quickly into something a little vaster than the personal self. So while we think it's not your fault, people, well, it's not personal as a way. That's funny you say that, Max, because when we started having kids do the MPA process, which is about it's not personal, right? And then I remember one mother in particular said, let me turn it around so I can chat to you. So one particular mother said, I did MPA with my little 8-year-old boy who was having stress at school and all that kind of stuff. went through the process and he felt better, went to school. And then she thought, well, does he even know what it means it's not personal? And he said, yeah, it means it's not my fault. And he was being bullied, which was the reason that he wasn't going to school. And when he realised that it wasn't his fault, it wasn't personal, he kind of was able just to sort of come into much more of himself, and he was ready to go back to school. But in a way, it's true that it's not your fault. What I say about that, I love saying get beneath, it brings such a relief space to dense stuff. Yes, it really does. It's a powerful thing. In MPA, it's like, what's the source of inspiration? Because we get inspired to do things, we get moved to do things, right? There's a clue there. And we like to think it's our will, but that's much more of the mind's sense of needing to control or having a sense of power. And it's not that we're powerless, it's that, like, there's a way that we're receiving, hence the second bit of this, rather receiver and expression of it. How old's your boy now? It wasn't my boy. I've got a daughter who is now 19. This was someone, because again, nonpersonalawareness.com, creator and custodian of MPA, that's me. So I share and teach all over the world the MPA process. And so I have lots of people who feedback what their experience it is. How wonderful for that little boy as well as the collective. Yes, indeed, yeah. I mean, it's a long time ago now, he's all grown up, and I just reconnected with his mother and, to check how he was and stuff. But yeah, it is amazing, just a little kid can just do a few simple lines and go from being kind of paralysed about going to school to going to school. But it's not his fault, right? So but I do want to address that because it's really, really crucial when people go, oh, well, it's not my fault. Everyone will just sort of be an arse and say, well, tough shit, it's just me being me. But what I notice is that the underlying inspirational force, the underlying power, that's really interesting. I worried about my little girls. Okay. So if you go to my handle, joelyoungmpa.com, it will get you to the MPA site. You can download the MPA process for free and try it out, see how it goes for you. The exercise that I give for free is a specific situation. So it's about when there are people being basically shitty to you and you're taking it personally. In those situations, there's an easy way to do it so you can get to experience it and check if it resonates for you. And then if you want to take it further, obviously I've got trainings for that. But it does work really great with kids. I say it's friendly for kids, men and old ladies. Because in all my experience, the therapeutic experience through the years, I find they can be the trickiest, especially teenagers. But because the process itself is very non-threatening, they find that they can do it. There's nothing they have to do but say a few simple lines, and then they often come back and go, we did that thing the other day. Can we do that again? Joel, work you did with Carly was amazing. Oh yeah, no, I work with Carly, and I don't know if you want to share what that was, but certainly again with kids. I personally generally don't work with kids. I worked with Indra's daughter because I feel connected to her. MPA Rocks, yes, that's my MPA Rocks is the Facebook page. It's just reminding me, Indra, of your Skype the other day where you were on topic and then everyone kept asking you about your products. It's like, how do we end up talking about the MPA process? But there is good. Share it's fine. So okay, so in Carly's situation, she was really having challenges in her friend's relationship, which when you're 11 is such a big frigging deal. Things are tough, but once you break through, it's amazing. Yes, because I know you work with teenagers yourself. So one of the things I often say about working with kids and teenagers is often we can put our therapeutic adult's hat on and make it, try and make it into something bigger than it is. But often for kids, it's like, well, she looked at me funny, and it can be a huge deal. But underneath, the emotional or the identification or the personalization issues are exactly the same. So the process works really, really well. And so in that case, she was able to really let go and move on and stand in her own power very, very quickly in a short space of time. And I love that MPA is one of the ways, because there are lots of ways now happening. People are birthing all sorts of new ways to support each other. And a lot of them that are coming up have in the last 10 years have made it possible to end suffering so much quicker than it used to be. So I used to teach something called the journey process, which was takes about 3, maybe 4 hours at the most if you're not experienced with it. And you could do incredible things. And that was much quicker than 5 years of psychotherapy for, say, depression. And then MPA comes along and it can take 8 minutes, could take 1 minute at times. And I've had someone who told me that they let go of 18 years of depression in 2 minutes. So that's indicative to me that, that these tools that are coming through now are a reflection of where we are at in the human race, where we are at in terms of our ability to move things through at a much quicker pace. A friend just sent me a message about an MPA experience. I'll forward it to you. Fabulous. So Vanessa there has experienced lots of MPA, so she seems to be sharing it a lot, which is great. Okay, let's get back to let's get back to day 3. Let me show it to you again. So this is day 3's contemplation. And we got onto that whole topic really because it's the non-personal perspective that we are a receiver and expression of what life is bringing to us. So you're being moved, being breathed, being done, and you personally are not the active force. So here's something that came up that I wanted to share earlier that just reminded me is that, again, people have the sort of argument or the understanding or the experience that the will is in charge. And the argument is, well, if nobody takes any responsibility for their actions, then the world's going to go to shit. And that's really, really understandable. So what I was beginning to say before is that my experience is there's kind of a kindness in the universe. There's an underlying sense that when you let go, inevitably, there can be a time of chaos. But it really comes back to when you realize you're a receiver, then it's not about taking personal responsibility for things, but truly honoring your experience as it comes up. So this how it works in terms of looking like you're the active force, but actually you're not, is what I receive in a moment is an absolute strong compulsion or impulse to take an action. So in that strong impulse to take action, it's actually been received, but what it looks like is I am doing it. It's just that I'm honouring what's being received. Need that right now. Hugs to you, Indra. Hugs to you. So that's kind of where the paradox shifts. These innovative tools, essentially, and I think we're ready to embrace other modalities. Exciting. Yeah, being accepting, Max, is true. That's true, Heidi. I think the nature of uns is to evolve. There's always like a wave. So there's people who are front of wave, people who are middle of the wave, and people who are back of wave and are slower to sort of catch up. I have no judgment of them or those things. I tend to think like I'm front of wave, right? So, but there is a sort of reality. I think that within the human consciousness, there's a greater readiness to become more aware and conscious of what we do. There's a readiness to look more deeply at ourselves. There's a deeper questioning of what is our soul calling, what's our purpose, and see that yes from Indra there. Definitely follow her if you don't, and there's some exciting things coming up on those topics from her at Silent Moon Imaginarium. But it is something I think which is deeply within us to continue to grow and evolve, and I think that the realm of spirituality, the realm of self-development, of personal growth, whatever you want to call all that stuff, is not outside of that evolution. So one of the things that I find is that like when I've been teaching MPA, it seems to be like there's more openness to it now. But in the beginning, me saying the stuff that I would say about it would really rub people up the wrong way who were already in the change maker industry. So, but what I found quite funny, but so very human, is that people can get very attached to the way that they've done things over the last 20 to 50 years in terms of personal development. And if you come along and say, well, actually you don't necessarily need to go into your history, you can do, but you don't need to, they get very upset because, no, it's all about your childhood. Well, yeah, that might be showing up, but it doesn't mean you have to resolve your childhood to change now. It's quite possible. Or they might say that, you have to feel your feelings fully in order to change. Well, that can be a way, and it's a wonderful way, but I notice all the time people don't necessarily feel their feelings fully, but they're changing, evolving, and letting go all the time. So for me, it's about honouring your own way. It's honouring how life is speaking to you, honouring the process, and it will change. There'll be days it'll be, I need to look at my history. There'll be days, I need to look at my emotions. Days it's about my beliefs. Days it's just about going, fuck it, I'm just going to get over it. It's like all of those are valid ways to change. And with the one thing I love about the MPA process, it's built into it that that it can allow you to be you in the moment in relation to what's going on and still have it move forward. So there we go. So, gosh, there we go. I nattered on. Well, thanks for being here, guys. Here's today's one final time. You're being breathed, being moved, being done. You're not the active force, rather the receiver and expression of it. And as always, I'm offering my perspective based on my experience. I've no attachment to it being the same as yours. I just invite you to contemplate this notion. And you know what, guys? It's all just a notion. Nobody's got any friggin' idea, really, what the hell's happening. You're welcome, Miga. Now, I asked you your name, and how rude, I've forgotten. I've got a feeling you said Mark, but I think I'm wrong. Love you, Joel. Love you too, Indra. And I hope the rest of your journey up the north. Matt, thank you. God, that's because I've been off on one. I didn't log it. I have to actually literally log it in my brain. Thanks for being here, Matt. Glad you enjoyed it. Change takes time to accept, but it is inevitably. So no sooner the better evolve. If you check out yesterday's at all, Max, yesterday the whole thing was about how being stuck is impossible because change is the only constant thing in the universe. So there we go. So, I better do that plug thing. So everyone, we've talked a lot about non-personal awareness today. I can't help myself. I'm on a mission to share the non-personal perspective. Hey Angela, good to see you. We're just kind of coming to a close on this one today. You can find out about MPA and non-personal awareness at nonpersonalawareness.com, or if you stick a .com on the end of my handle, joelyoungmpa.com, that will also get you there. I'll be here again at 2 o'clock tomorrow for day 4 of this 7-day series. Please do join me. Now, normally I'm bigging up Indra at this point. I'm not going to not big her up, but she's normally at 2:30 straight after me, 2:30 UK time, that is. But she did a scope earlier today, and I was guest appearance on her scope this morning. We were talking about gurus, and I had a lot to say on that. I kind of barged in there a bit. But I do recommend you check out Indra's replay, because that's a really good scope again on finding a true perspective in relation to the guru phenomenon. There she is. She says brilliant scope there. So do follow her and check out her replay from today. And I will see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I want to thank you for choosing to spend this time with me. I always feel it's a privilege. Great to see you again, Max. You listened to this morning's Vanessa. Brilliant. Okay. Big hugs to you guys. I will see you tomorrow. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Mwah. Bye, guys.